Before we went to air tonight, a plane apparently crashed at a General Mills plant, a food plant in Covington, Georgia. 6 tractor trailers were reportedly on fire. You're seeing pictures from the scene right now. This is the second time in a week that something like this has happened. On April 14th, the plane crashed into the Gem State Processing in East Idaho. What's going on here? Well, the story gets weirder. Food processing plants all over the country seem to be catching fire. A couple of days ago, a fire destroyed the headquarters of Azure Standard, one of the largest organic food distributors in the country. At the end of last month, a fire severely damaged a fresh onion packing facility in South Texas. In Oregon, a potato chip processing plant just reported a boiler explosion that sent workers to the hospital.
Right, so you remember that back 2022, it seemed like an endless rash of fires, explosions, plane crashes, and just overall destruction happening at food packaging and processing plants across the country. If you spoke on it, you were labeled conspiracy, your social media being flagged, fact-checked, or outright removed. And you know, conspiracy so big that it was big enough to hit what was at the time the largest newscast in the country. I'll covering it there in the intro. But it harkens back to the previous episode with the federal judgment against the Biden regime when it comes to the censorship of U.S. citizens. Basically, you know, the White House doing the fact-checking for these platforms for flagging and removal, right? From January 2021, basically when the Bidens walked in the door until just earlier this year, right? So, you know, again, and if you question this stuff or, you know, tried to look up information, you know, on Google, for instance, you had to scroll past 100 Snopes, PolitiFact-style articles telling you you're an idiot for questioning. But then when you get past that, you could actually find information that was covering this shit, right? One of which was a map that was keeping track of, you know, where all this destruction happened. Unfortunately, it's only a small window into 2022, stopping abruptly in June. You know, it was it, you know, from spreading fear or making the conspiracy grow, or was it too damn obvious, right? I believe that's what it is because they just stopped keeping count. Now it's hard to find any information, but it hasn't stopped. Right? Just Monday night, another major food processing plant in Illinois. This one that processes corn and soy. It's the Archer Daniels Midland processing plant. Soy and corn, unfortunately, at this point, being in just about every damn thing that Americans consume. So yeah, this is gonna, you know, smack the supply chain. And again, that's another topic involved in this situation that, you know, if you tried to question or mention, you know, you were some type of lunatic. Of course, now we know it was the bedridden regime trying to censor you off the inner zones. And, you know, but it's hilarious that they call this, you know, a conspiratorial coincidence. Like, you know, it's an everyday occurrence. Like, it just happens. You know what I mean? Like, I myself worked at a major food processing plant, and I can tell you from, you know, experience that, you know, these are places people get jobs and work at that same plant for decades. Right? It's not just a new one fucking burning down every day or some shit, you know? And it's weird that when these instances happen, I mean, it's good, but it's also a strange coincidence that the vast majority of the time, there's almost no injury or deaths, right? And this particular one in Illinois, no deaths reported, only 8 injuries. No explanation given to what could have caused the explosion or the subsequent fire. Just wow, it happened, right? But allegedly, this brings up the plant destruction or damage total to 1,900, right? Over a 3-year span. That's insane. That is a ludicrous number, and even more ludicrous for them to think that they can make the mass populace believe that it's just coincidences. It's just coincidences. I'm telling you, conspiracy theory. You know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. They think we're morons. I'm not going to elaborate too much on that because I don't want my damn video removed, right? What a coincidence. But you guys tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate you coming by as always. Smell you later.
We're not against the Republicans. We're not against the Republicrats. We are against those MAGA thugs. Thugs.